Hey y'all, it's Erica, and today we are talking about triggers. So, you know what's crazy is that, once you hit this point in your spiritual healing journey and you actually really do see that triggers are a gift to help you heal what is wounded and weak inside of you, it really does take on like a new way of life, a new perspective, and you have the tools. Once you're at this point, you have the tools. You know how to clear the triggers. You know how to transcend. You know how to release. And it's like, where was this knowledge when I had to live like this, like constantly? They don't teach you this shit in school. This is why people like me are out here teaching this shit. And it's so important. And wow, I can't believe the it's just the years and years and lifetimes that humanity is just stayed in this loop because they didn't know how to clear triggers, right? So it brings me back to one of my very abusive relationships, and I really think to myself, God, I was living, being triggered like daily, living with that pain daily. And I never knew. I didn't even know what a trigger was. I had no idea about healing. I had no idea about energetics. I had no idea about anything. And I can look back and I'm like, wow, the pain that you feel inside when you're triggered, when you physically feel it in your body, that's your wounding. That's where it is. That's where you're holding on. And it's simply energy. And sometimes it's stemmed from a belief that you have said yes to. And I'm never going to live like that again because now I have the knowledge to know how to clear this stuff. It doesn't mean I'm never getting triggered. That's a lie. I just got fucking triggered yesterday, right? But when I got triggered, I'm getting triggered. What is this? What are you trying to teach me? What are you trying to show me? Then I get I get into my connection. I get into connecting to my higher self. I get into connecting to the past. And I see, where is this actually coming from? Because the people that trigger you, they're a gift. This is the thing. The people triggering you are a gift to show you what you need to clear within yourself and what you need to heal within yourself. So as annoying as it is in the moment, you might think that you're angry at your boyfriend, or you might think you're angry at your mom, but really what you're doing is just getting pinged and triggered and activated in this area where you yourself have the issue that you need to heal. And having that knowledge has been quite lovely. So it's I take the 10-15 minutes by myself there to go ahead and just get rid of the energy, clear the energy, get rid of the trigger. Then I can shift. And this is how I'm living now. I'm constantly shifting. I'm constantly healing, constantly growing, constantly elevating, constantly ascending, right? Whereas before I knew any of this, I would just be stagnant. I mean, for years, stagnant in cycles of abuse daily. And it was like, I never caught on. I just assumed this is life, right? And as much as I wished and wanted things to change, I had no clue what to do to change it. I would always just, hope for something better, or even worse, when I'm getting triggered, I would make it mean something about myself. Like, I'm just a shitty person, I'm, basically a lot of unworthiness, basically a lot of, I guess I don't deserve love. I don't deserve to be treated normally and nicely. I would internalize that. And I think that's what most of us all do. Whether we grew up listening to abusive comments or physical abuse, and then in turn getting into adult relationships where your partner is abusing you constantly, it's like, at what point are you gonna wake the fuck up and change? And like, for me, I feel like so late in the game. Like, oh my God, if I would have known any of this 20 years ago, maybe my whole life could have been different, but here I am now, doing it now, and it's just so important. And it's like, when I first got into the healing journey, I really, honestly, was so sensitive and so cracked wide open that I actually had to avoid the people that triggered me, because it hurt so fucking bad. So it's like, you do go through some stages with this, at least I did. Once I realized that, this was a spiritual healing journey that I'm on, I did have to, for my own safety and for my own sanity, that's questionable, but yeah, I had to avoid those. I had to avoid those people who abused me. So for a very long time of years, I just didn't talk to my mom, my dad, anyone really in my family that's carrying on these same patterns. And there was even a long period of time where I had to avoid talking to my estranged husband, who is my karmic twin, because I would be so heavily triggered that it would just knock me out for days. I mean, I'd cry for days. Like, it was bad. It was really, really, really emotionally painful, to the point where I was debilitated. And anyone who's been through narcissistic abuse might know how that feels, But as I got stronger and did the chunks of healing on my own, it was a lot of meditating. It was a lot of working with my coaches. It was a lot of theta healing. Basically, any method of healing I'm down with. The faster, the better, right? So that's why I do a lot of energy work now, because it truly is just so fucking fast. And, I had to do that deep digging, clearing, meditating, clearing over and over again. I did a lot, and I had to build my emotional intelligence up from below ground zero. And I mean, rock fucking bottom, right? But like, I'm here to be an example and show people, like, you don't have to go to rock bottom like I did, and even below rock bottom to an underneath ground rock bottom. You can actually just start doing it and improve your life. Like, and that would actually be the better option. There's neutrality, which is a 0 point, and then you're like kind of ascending. Well, I was way, way, way down here. You know what I mean? Once you clear so much, you get a new set point. And it was like, even when I was trying to ascend up there, my set point was still like rock bottom. So anything that knocked me back down, it was a lot of jumping up. Now I feel like at least my set point is more neutrality, maybe even up here. Of course, I want to be up here, and I get there often. But I know when I get shot back down, it's like, even if I dip below the 0 point, I'm not staying there for long. I know how to get back up. And I think that's been like the most, the most life-changing thing, because, I would stay down here, and I was just down here for just years and years and years, just swimming in this constant abuse and triggers. And it's like, that is no way to live, right? Even neutrality is not really the way. Like, I definitely want to be up here, happiness, joy, all this shit. I'm not quite all the way. I get up and I kind of, that's life, right? You're up and down a little bit, ebb and flow. But like my coach Sarah says, it can be more about ebb and flow, not necessarily high and low. So, that's the goal. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm helping people with. And that's what I'm also doing for myself. So, getting through the triggers is like so, it is work, it's a lot of work. But once you see that you've cleared them, like, you see a shift in your outer reality, and that's what kind of is the dangled carrot to keep going, you know what I'm saying? So a lot of people who have had the empath and narcissist dynamic in their relationship, once you're a healed empath, you can really recognize, wow, this narcissist was triggering me into becoming the best version of myself. And I see it now. I see this now, because I'm like, wow. And you know what? I'm not going to lie. Sometimes these triggers still can hurt and can still bring you to a low place. Like, I had a few days where I was pretty low, but I knew, I had the knowledge to know that when I was down there for a reason. And it was to gather up all these triggers, gather up all these beliefs, these programs, gather up all this pain, and go ahead and get rid of it. So, and I haven't been that low for a while, but I knew it was all coming, with this Neptune Pisces conjunction, my God, that full moon and all this shit going on. I look at it now, oh, this is an opportunity. Let's gather up all these limiting beliefs that's making someone show up to me like that, and just get rid of it. And so, like, I feel like the next time somebody says something like that to me, I'm just gonna blow it off. Because it's like, no, it's not true. Like, if you don't give your attention and energy to something, it can't affect you, right? So, it's about coming into your own power. It's about coming into your own self, your own truth. And if somebody would have told me that the way I get triggered by certain people was actually a gift, I probably would not have believed that years ago. But now I do see, wow, every trigger is an opportunity to heal something within me. Every trigger is an opportunity to ascend higher, to clear out more density. Because when we carry this density in our bodies, y'all, it weighs us down. When we can clear these triggers, we can float up. We're lighter. We're feeling better. And that's what it's all about. Clearing the triggers, clearing the trauma. We doing it. We doing it, y'all. We doing it. So that's my little video for today. Hope it was helpful. And I'll see you next time.